does have an idea that requires your help, so you can stay here and call him an asshole, or you can come with me and we can help him.
The Apex goes Maltz. He'll get dropped then and there. Zywoo's rifle getting away all the volley damage. Up. Flamesy's got this angle towards long. That's a long-range MP9. Sunpius kills the additional sight player. There are back doing this on a horse. There's damage coming up through this smoke. Look at the health that remains here for G2. They see that as an invitation. Oh, gets away from Menace. He still recovers with at least the one, and that's going to take all the attention of Mezzy, not to mention most his health. Oh, that bomb is ticking. Flamesy on cleanup duty kills what was little left of Hunter. 13 health from Heavy God. He's been lights out. And with the smoke down in front of him, a desperate move here from Mezzy, jumping around haphazardly. He's got the kit. With the impact to make quick work of Dust 2.
An insane start for G2, and Maddie, you lit up the server from the very beginning. You look so comfortable, so confident for your first grand final and being on this stage. Talk to me.
It feels amazing, but I'm more found proud of everyone from the team. Of course, we were shooting hard. I think we had many opportunities to enter kill. We managed to do that, and they were struggling a lot in these situations, but they were like 4v5 all over rounds, I think. But we managed to stay composed, especially mid-round as a team, so it was amazing to watch. Hopefully we will keep it up to the next match, obviously.
Let's see if you can as well. How confident does this make you now feel for Mirage going into your pick?
I think it's going to be perfect, but we need to stage heal, because we started to stress a little bit towards the last round because we wanted to finish it ASAP, but I think we'll collect each other again. It's going to be fine.
Well, it sounds like you know what to do. Thank you very much, man. Good luck, and we'll see you in a bit.
Vitality simply eviscerated on their own map pick, leaves G2 large and in charge. What was 13 wins on Dust 2 in a row, Jacob, for Vitality, completely squandered in this one. I thought we witnessed a G2 clinic yesterday. No, clinic in session right now.
Seemingly only getting better. That was the best performance G2 has had as a lineup, I guess, in a very, very long time. Obviously, this new iteration has been very positive for us to witness game after game. You can see development game after game. You learn about certain players, you know, stepping up to the roles and stepping up to the occasion. This time around, though, not only beating Vitality and Dust 2, as you said, 13 wins in a row, 133 days where they haven't lost the map, but dominating them, not even leaving a single ounce of doubt whether or not they're the better team. That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be positive about G2. G2 looked great. Vitality just did not show up on the server. We have to be real here. This is not the Vitality that we were expecting after that game against Mouse, where they just mopped the floor with them. They come in here, and they were not awake until the very end of the game. They started to wake up, and it was just far too late.
Yeah, that was a brutalizing on a biblical proportion. I couldn't believe how badly Vitality were able to lose some of the rounds where they had advantages, how G2 was able to claw back into the ones where they were the ones disadvantaged, and really just, Matt has said, I mean, the individuals just stayed so composed. All of these duels that they had to take in the mid-late round, nobody was flustered at all.
And it was a complete antithesis from what we've always been talking about with Vitality, you know, in the first half of the year. Simply masterclass after masterclass, but round 9, a disaster class, dude.
Round 9 is a great example of Vitality. Some of the struggles they've had a lot of this season. You have Mezzi top mid, and Sunpais is going to hit the easiest shot of his career, surely. Mezzi peeks out to throw a flash. Nobody peeks out the trade. I don't know if he was even expecting maybe there was a door smoke, but that doesn't make too much sense. You go for the rotate back to Sunpais in B site. He doesn't even get a kill, but they get delayed by that Molotov, and then Mattis just catches a kill on a Robs that should be getting that frag. Robs knew he was there, couldn't get the kill. I mean, this is just Vitality falling apart. They just take far too long. They give up the entry. They're not on the same page. That's not anything we saw from them in the first half of the year.
They're having so much trouble, Vitality, just breaching through that first line of defense that they all feel like they have to scramble into these positions. Nobody's holding for the CT smoke push, which is essential on a mid to B. Someone has to be looking for it, but when you're losing a player in a dumb way, top mid, when you're losing the first guy that's running in through the tunnels, then the split that's coming together is then actually quite easy to break apart, as G2 just don't even respect the smoke.
It's always a delicate balance, you know, to be observing. Is it Vitality playing poorly? Is it G2 playing good? I think by the eye test in this game, you saw Mattis in every single duel he was in. Whatever he was on his point of view or the opponent's point of view, he would instantly kill you. Same could be said for Heavy Guard. Some players finding openings. I think this was more G2 playing exceptionally well than Vitality not showing up. Sure, there's a case to be made that Vitality didn't show up. Only Saibu had an ace, and that, apart from that, nothing really transpired for them. But I feel like when you watch how they were dying constantly, you go in and rewatch that demo, you rewatch every single duel Mattis is taking in this game, he was instantly destroying them. Headshots after headshots after headshots. Same could be said for Heavy Guard. I think this was G2 playing some of the best Counter-Strike I've seen in 2025.
I think this is a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. This was incredible from G2. They're looking like, when you heard teams talk about Mongols at the beginning of the season, if they showed up, you couldn't do anything about it. They were just going to headshot you off the server. That's what we're seeing from G2 right now. Matt is in so many disadvantaged situations, just getting an insta headshot, or they miss one bullet and he's already got it on them. You can't say Vitality played their best game, but I think G2 played their best game.
I mean, he's just first bulleting everybody out of the server. I mean, the precision from the players from G2, in terms of even down to Hunter, down to Sunpais in this map, the way Heavy God's still holding his own, everybody was just completely locked in, but we've got a long series ahead of us.
It's kind of crazy when you have all the individuals firing on all cylinders from the get-go, right? Like, not least when we look at Sunpais going head-to-head versus Zywoo, and on any given day, I would be giving Zywoo the odds favored in that one. But nope, Sunpais is here to be firing on all cylinders this day.
He's really making a return to the Sunpais that we saw a couple of years ago. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, he was fantastic. He was treated and held as one of the better offers out there. Obviously in contention to be top 3 up there, and ever since it's been troublesome for him. His time in Falcons wasn't necessarily great. His time in Heroic was okay, but seemingly wherever Saw goes with Sunpais, he continues to get better and better and better.
I would give a lot of offers the favor in a head-to-head against Sunpais. I would give Smooya the favor in a head-to-head against Sunpais based on previous form. Coming into this event, he was struggling. We saw him the last game they played. He was great, and I thought to myself, we're going to see old Sun Pies. We're going to see 2024 most of the year, can't hit a shot, not in the right spot Sun Pies coming to the final. That's not what we got. We got 2023 CSGO Sun Pies.
Yeah, big stage Sun Pius. I mean, the reason we haven't seen the best of Sun Pius for the last year and a half is because he's not making it onto any stages. But the reason he put himself on the map was because of a Cologne performance where him and Movistar Riders were able to just steal the room in terms of how he was able to find opening picks, call his own number, the precision on his shots as well. That's what we're getting in the arena, and G2 needed it now to put up this kind of fight versus Vitality.
100%. An incredible performance on that first map. But some of our favorite moments from the side of G2 have actually been from those mic'd up moments. So let's get another one from the first half.
But listen, it's not important who is right, who gets the goal, who is wrong. Most important thing, we need to be on the same page. And it goes for all of you, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not gonna be same page, like this guy's more on the same page, this is less same page. We all need to be on the same page.
That's such an amazing piece of tangible insight coming out from Saw, because let's just contextualize that. 7-1 up, the control firmly in the favor of G2, but the whole story is don't get ahead of yourself. It's not over until it's over.
It's one of the greatest qualities a coach can have, to make sure that all your players are focused on what's ahead of them, and that's obviously the next round. Every single round matters, especially when you're playing Vitality. We do know that Vitality in their prime have made sick comebacks before. You can never count off a guy like Robs, never count off a guy like Saivu, who also came in with an incredible ace to spark a bit of life in Vitality. So for Saw to be on top of that and to be ahead of himself, I just love that.
If you got Saw's quotes from this event and probably the rest of the year, just honestly, put them all into a tweet. Yanko's gonna retweet half of them, okay? Like, this dude loves his coach tweets, and honestly, I think that Saw is always just saying the right thing at the perfect time. He always gets people out of their head for just a second so that they can link up in ways that they weren't the rounds prior.
I'm never going to forget this. Are your W keys broken? We need to be playing as a team. We need to play.
Doesn't matter who's right.
It's just such an iconic line from him, and he comes up with them time and time again. And like you said, Jacob, that's a 7-1 scoreline. You're not expecting that from your coach. You're expecting something else when you listen to that listen in. And he says it. They come back. They do lose that ace to Zaiwu a little bit later, but then they close out the game comfortably, 13-3. I mean, can't give him any faults.
It's a culture, right? He's trying to install a culture within G2 that's the mindset they gotta have. You even heard Mattis speaking to James. He said the same thing. We need to focus. We need to keep on top of things. We need to stay focused for the vast majority of this game. Otherwise, we know that we can potentially lose it. Even him saying that, yeah, we got a little bit rushed in the later stages of the game. We wanted to finish it early on. That's a player that's been installed with that mindset from Saw, from within the organization, that every single round matters.
I'd love to know what the emotions of the camp are right now. Okay, sure, you know, you got to keep everything in check. You got to not get ahead of yourselves. But that must be such a pride feeling to be coming off Vitality's map pick, no less, with such a dominant scoreline.
I mean, I can't believe how much composure Mattis showed in the post-game interview with James Banks.
Yeah.
Just harkening back to that, when he said that we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, we put ourselves in a good position, we know Vitality can fight back. All of these lines act like he's been there a million times before, and this is really his first, arguably second arena game, if you want to count Shanghai in front of the smaller crowd. For him to have that level of stoicism in these kinds of moments, it's impressive.
Well, maybe we can get a little bit more insight into this vibes in another mic'd up moment.
I'm okay. That's like that.
That was not short.
That was not short.
and invest in your
for you guys to be up there for the talent. And so we just got our team together, and that had our first council, and everyone went around the circle and shared their thoughts. So should we stay in LA or not? How did they feel about that? What did they think? And what was so clear coming out of that conversation, we didn't even need to make a decision. It was just obvious that we believed in LA and wanted to be in LA, and the team thought it was actually something really important to our business, to our identity, to actually the way that we hire talent, because people had to really commit to moving to LA to be a part of the company. So that was the first time we used council at Snap, and I saw how effective it was in the workplace setting.
For the next week, I am taking on a challenge of helping others with their programs. But will I survive the emotional stress? Have you ever felt overwhelmed by other people's problems? Maybe you are the one everyone turns to for advice, but somehow you ended up carrying their stress as if it is your own. Well, for the next week, I am taking on a challenge of helping others with their problems. But will I survive the emotional stress? Let's find out. Hi everyone, welcome back today. I will be educating you on how to handle other people's problems. Can I handle the chores? Can you handle it too? Let's find out. Sympathy is a powerful thing. It connects us, make us better friends, partners, and even leaders. But where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line? That's the question there. When do we caring too much start affecting our own well-being? In this video, we'll be diving deeper into the importance of taking other people's problems and what it really does to us. Being there for people is great, but here is the problem. When does it become too much? When it's too much, you have to stop. You start feeling drained. But even when it is not your own issue, you neglect your own needs to fix someone else's issues. A lot of us are in this shoe. We neglect our own needs to fix others people's needs. When you come to this class, I call it A1. But I'm learning how to stop. Now me get A1 for this, but it's not fun. So I'm training myself to stop. Okay, I'm training myself to put my own needs first than other people. You take on a guilt, stress, and even anxiety for things you can't control. Sometimes things we don't have control over these things, but these people problem now, because we have taken as our own problem now. Because of it now, someone else's problem will be stressing you out. You will not take the guilt on it, the stress, the anxiety on things you can't control. You know that this thing, there is no way you can control it. You are not the savior. You can't control it. And because you can't control it, you let it go. To me, let it go. And the worst part, sometimes helping too much does not even help. Helping people a lot does not even help. it can enable unhealthy partners instead of creating real solution here. So instead of your caring too much now, helping too much, instead the thing will solve the problem, the reason why you are helping. It will now create unhealthy relationship, unhealthy partner, These people will start taking it for granted and seeing it as, okay, this person will handle it. So instead of this thing now solving the problem, you two will end up being creating an enmity. So, you see, sometimes it's not good to help too much. Just know when to draw the line. I started noticing this in my own life. Have you ever given so much advice to someone, but they never take action? Or maybe you felt guilty for setting boundaries because you think it makes you a bad person. Have you ever? Are you in this shoe? If you are, drop it in the comment section. Because sometimes when we set those boundaries, we end up thinking that, oh, I'm setting boundaries. Oh, this person might be seeing me as a bad friend. Have you ever felt that way? If you have, let me know. The truth is, we are willed for connections. For connection, we are willed. But our brain can only handle so much emotional weight before it starts affecting our health, our mood, and even your own productivity. So, according to psychology, it is called emotional contagion, where we absorb other people's emotions like a sponge. This thing, we often feel that we can solve other people's problems without knowing that we are neglecting our own problem. And when this thing will turn on us, our health, those people that you are there fighting for will end up not doing what? Looking at yourself. That's why I'm always advising people. I will tell them, see, take care of yourself. Because at the end, the people you are fighting for will still survive when you are not there. The people you are solving their problem will still survive and they will still live without you being there. Immediately something happens to you, you will notice that each and every one of them can be able to take care of themselves, but they don't want to do it because they're waiting for you to take the responsibilities. So, help, but do not lose yourself while trying to help someone. Here is the moment it hits me. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's not possible. I once spent hours helping a friend through a situation, stressing over solutions, only for them to ignore everything and repeat the same pattern. That's when I realized caring doesn't mean carrying. You don't have to carry someone's problem because you care. Give the helping hand, care your care, but do not carry it. If we don't set boundaries, we don't just hurt ourselves, we actually become less helpful in a wrong run. You see where these boundaries, if we don't set boundaries, we don't just hurt ourselves here. We actually become less helpful in the long run. There is no two ways about it. These people will now start seeing you and say that you are no longer useful to them because they feel that, okay, this person is always here now. You will keep on hurting yourself and they will see you being less useful to them because you did not set the boundaries. So start today and set boundaries. Give the helping hand you want to give, but keep boundaries. Set it to your standard, top-notch boundaries. Let them not accept you easily. For you not to hurt yourself. I'm a living witness, so I come out strongly doesn't mean that you can come out strong. I was able to handle it does not mean that you can be able to handle it. So set boundaries on time. Have those things at the back of your mind. Let it linger. Sympathy is a gift. You see, sympathy is a gift, but boundaries are necessary. But that your sympathy, keep that your gift. But you see, boundaries is a narcissist. Not every problem is yours to fix. Do not be the hero. You will not save every soul. You will not save everybody. It's not every problem you will fix. Helping doesn't mean sacrificing your own mental health. Take your mental health seriously. Help, yes, but helping does not require you sacrificing your own mental health for others to be happy. No, it does not mean for you to hurt yourself. It does not mean for you to hurt yourself for others to live. You will not die for them to live now. Everybody will live. So, take control of it. If you are related to this, trust me, you are not alone. I have been there. I've been in that shoe. I know how it hurts. I know how it feels. It is possible to care deeply while still protecting your peace of mind. You see that here? Here. But at all costs, protect your own peace of mind. Have you ever felt emotionally drained from taking on others' problems? Have you? If you have, drop it in the comments below. And if you want to learn how to set better boundaries, check my next video. Budgeting made simple. Instead of tracking every penny you spend, why can't you use percent golden rules? Here is 50% for your needs, 30% for your want, and 20% on servicing. Just be saving 20% of it. And also for debt repayment, in case you're owing any organization or you're owing anybody, okay? That 20%, use it. If you say, for example, your 20% is something like this, is maybe in a week, your 20% is 20,000, let's put it like that, or $20 or 20 euros or any currency your country is using.
Brian Hare, an evolutionary anthropologist at Duke University, believes Chaser is the most important dog in the history of modern scientific research.
This is very serious science. We're not talking about stupid pet tricks where people have spent, hours trying to just, train a dog to do the same thing over and over. What's neat about what Chaser's doing is Chaser is learning tons, literally thousands of new things by using the same ability that kids use when they learn lots of words.
He's talking about what researchers call social inference, a capability humans, like Hare's son Luke, acquire around age 1. To demonstrate the concept, Hare hides a ball under one of these two cubs.
Well, I came back from Cape Town. I moved into a dorm at Stanford. One of my buddies who had been, Reggie, one of my friends who had been living in our fraternity before, was also in that same dorm. So we were hanging out, and one day he was like, man, I wish I could send a disappearing photo. I was like, that's a super interesting idea. And we looked it up. There were a couple other apps that were doing some similar stuff at the time, but they were much more like security focused. They weren't really focused as much on fun, So that's a super interesting idea.
Master YouTube algorithm tricks today. Did you know that over 500 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every single minute?
What?
You see how huge it is? Hi everyone. If you're a creator like me, you probably wonder why. Why do some videos blow up why others struggle to get views? Each and every one of us is asking ourselves that question. The answer lies in YouTube algorithm. Okay? The mystery system that controls what gets pushed to millions of users. But can we crack the code and use it to our own advantage? Let's find out. Now, I want you to take everything in this video serious, because today I will be teaching you how to, crack the code, how to crack YouTube algorithm code. So you can be able to, your videos, your content will be pushed to the millions of viewers out there. So stay tuned. Now, but before that, there is some problem and challenges we need to understand. One thing first is understanding YouTube algorithm is one of the biggest challenge for creators like me, me and you. Why? The question is why? First, it is always changing. What works last year might not work today. The way YouTube was last year, it's not the same thing YouTube is today. It favors engagement, but how? Views alone aren't enough. You see, us getting views in our content, our videos, is not enough. We need to do more. There is more to it. So, but it's unpredictable. Some small channels go viral, while big ones struggle. So, how do we truly optimize content to win the algorithm favor? Now, let me teach you everything I have learned on this journey. And I will be showing you everything on how to fix your YouTube and how to fix your content so that YouTube can be able to do what? Push it out. Okay? Follow these steps. Here are the few things you need to do and watch out on your channel and get it right. First is to know the key factor to crack that code. The key factor to crack it is very important. Know the key factor. Number one of it is watch time. the longer people watch, the better. If people watch your video for something like 2 minutes, a minute, instead of 10 seconds, 40 seconds, 30 seconds. So, the longer they watch, the better. Then, click through the rate. That's CTR. For you to master it, go to an YouTube this thing. In your YouTube studio, you will find it. You will see the CTR. Under your analysis is there. Under analysis is there. You see it. So in this thing now, carry 3 things, which is your title, your thumbnail, and your title and your thumbnail must grab an attention. So when you come to this title, my previous video, I talked about some websites and software and the apps you can generate title and also thumbnail. Some websites you can also get your thumbnail and design your thumbnails. Okay, so make sure that your thumbnail and your title is attractive, that they are able to grab attention of the viewers. Okay, now engagement is another key factor here. You see the likes, comments, and even share. YouTube love interaction. YouTube want you to be interacting with your audience, with your viewers. Like, for some of us that don't respond to comments or see some negative comments, will just jump it, will not respond to it, or will delete it. Don't delete your negative comments. Instead, when someone comments negatively, you have to give that person reason to explain that, oh, this content is not really what you say that it is. This is what the content is all about. Just a little explanation won't kill. So interact with your audience, your viewers, interact with them. YouTube love interaction. They love petting. YouTube love petting. Pet them. Okay? You have to pet them, you have to romance them. Then also you have to share it, because they like to be everywhere. They like visibility. Like, they want you to show to the world that, okay, they're existing. That is YouTube for you. So you have to do it as well. Then season time. Season time. A lot of people don't take note of this. Keep viewers on YouTube longer. Boost your content. Like I said before, the more they watch the long form videos, is better. I explained the reason why you have to post more of long videos. Just check out this video on the screen. Check the video out. You will see everything about it. So because the longer they stay on your video, the more they watch it, the more YouTube will be like, oh, these people is enjoying this person content, is enjoying your video. They will start doing what? Pushing it out. It boosts your content for them to start pushing it out. Now, another thing is personalization. That personalization is important. YouTube recommend video based on the individual used habits. That is where your niche comes in. Okay? Now, YouTube made it easier for creators like me and you to see what your audience are watching, what they're searching. Okay? Okay, for example, if some of us don't know how to find it, but here you can see on screen of this video, let me show you something and how you will find it. Okay, so when you open your analysis, then you scroll down through your analysis. But if your analysis, if going through this way will be difficult for you, then there is some apps you can use to track it easily. Okay, and one of the app is on the screen. So you can use that app to do what? To track it easily. But the funny part is that this app only work on a laptop, desktop. It doesn't work with Android. So you don't really need. If you're using Android, go through your go through your analysis, YouTube analysis, and you see it. Okay, so for you to, if you master those elements, and you will boost your chance of getting recommended. It's those elements now I made mention of. Master it, and YouTube will start recommending your video. YouTube will start pushing out your videos. YouTube will start favoring you. YouTube will start working there. The algorithm will start working in your favor. You will hack the algorithm. It's very simple. It's not your enemy. It's a simple something for you to master. But there are some things some people are misunderstanding about this YouTube algorithm. See, the biggest secret here about this whole thing is that the algorithm does not even push videos. No. It is not. If you see people videos on the feed and other things, it's not the algorithm that is pushing them out. No, it doesn't really push videos out. The only thing it does is based on users' behavior. It's focused on users' behavior. So mind how you behave around it. The more your video match what viewers want to watch, the more it gets recommended. That is a simple taxes. It's a simple tricks. Like YouTube, when it comes to watch people content, search in under that your niche, search what is trending on your niche. When you are searching what is trending on your niche, you will now see, oh, okay, this is really what people want to, the kind of topic, the kind of video people want me to make. This is the kind of video my viewers are watching. Okay, so make sure that you watch other creators and see what they're doing, and see also how you are going to beat them. Do not do the same thing they are doing. Find a way to beat what they're doing. Yeah, I don't advise people to do what other person is doing. Don't. When you watch their videos and you grab some things and you make sure that you beat what others are doing. Do not do same thing they are doing. Okay? It will not work. Like on the screen, for example, we search fashion now. For example, let's search fashion. And as you can see, you see the kind of topic trending when it comes to fashion. Then you now, for my niche, which is personal growth. Now, if I search personal growth, you will now see what my viewers, what is trending, the kind of topic. You can see it's there. You can see everything over there. So mind the kind of niche you are pushing out there. Then focus on audience retention. I talked about this in this video. This video that is on this screen, you can see it. If you have not watched that video, go and watch it. It will help you. This retention, this audience retention, I speak about it and how you are going to know and even monitor the retention. Okay, now for example, a lot of you don't know how the retention works, but it's a video for another day. I will just make a video on how you monitor your audience retention on your channel, so you will understand the retention. Okay, then engagement. Focus on it. Focus on relevance. It's very important. That is the real key to crack the algorithm. There is no other thing. If you can get these factors right, you are good to go. Your YouTube will peak. if you are struggling before, you will not struggle again. That is the pure truth there. And then a lot of people will come to my inbox, because in YouTube you can't really chat someone. So because I put other of my social media on my profile, so some of them I have got a message like, how do I win on YouTube? Okay, so first thing first is make engaging content that keep people watching. Make the engaging content that keep people watching. Optimize your thumbnail and your title for high CTR. It's important. Optimize it. Those apps, use it to optimize it. Then encouraging interaction, comment, like, even share matters. I have come across a lot of creators telling us not to share our videos, not to share it, that YouTube doesn't like when you share your link to other platforms and other things. And trust me, they are lying to you. Because if YouTube don't want you to share your videos out, YouTube wouldn't even bother to put the share button there. But because the share button is there, meaning that they want you to do what? Announce them out there, push it out. They want you to advertise them and tell people, oh, they're doing like this, they're doing well. So you really, if you're not pushing out your video, if you don't share your videos to other platforms, that's it, start now and be sharing it. Then comment, interact with them, engage with your audience, the lives, acknowledge everything. Then understand your audience and create content that aligns with their interest. Now, this is the challenge now. What these viewers like is not what this one likes. So some viewers like this, they will come into your channel and they watch your video, they will acknowledge it, they will like it. While others will watch your video and say, oh, this is not really a good content. Now, those people that say that is not a good content, this thing doesn't worth it. They are a waste of time. Now, have you tried to know what they like? So one thing I'm doing is, if I get such negative comments, I will now open the person's YouTube account. I will open the person channel. When I open the person channel, I will now go through the person channel to see the kind of content the person is posting. So, because the kind of content I post is the kind of content I would like to watch. That is the pure truth. So, when I now know the kind of content the person likes, I will now go back to that comment and let this person know that, oh, this thing is not really bad, but because it will not align with your own listening. But next time, I will make sure that I give you what you want. It's simple, and you see that they will do what? They will stay. So it's really, really, really important to know those. A lot of people think that YouTube algorithm is their enemy. No, YouTube algorithm isn't your enemy. It is your secret weapon if you know how to use it. That thing is a secret weapon to make things to happen in your channel. So stop seeing it as if it is your enemy. It is not your enemy. It is a weapon you have to use to push your video to millions of viewers, millions of users. So make use of it very well and stop fighting it and start saying it is not a good thing, it's a good thing. Now I want to hear from you. What is your biggest struggle with the YouTube algorithm? Now, drop your comments. Set up an automatic transfer to a separate account. Even if it's 1,000 naira every day, you are building an emergency fund. In case there is any emergency, now. Family will go call, friends go call, Even your love go need money. So it's an emergency fund you are building for yourself. Okay? If you do it, it will help. Then the third one is investing for growth. Don't just invest because I have money to invest now. Let me go and invest. There's a lot of platform to use. There is a lot of this thing, banks you use. Invest. There is a lot of business you want to go. Like, okay, I have the money, let me just invest. Are you investing for growth? Are you investing for just you're investing because you have money to invest? If you are investing because you're just investing, stop it. In fact, stop the investment.
What we know now is that when dogs are actually looking at you, they're essentially hugging you with their eyes.
Really?
Yes. And so it's not just that when a dog is making a lot of eye contact with you, that they're just trying to get something from you. It actually probably is just really enjoyable for them because they get an oxytocin or they get an uptick in this love hormone too.
All these new discoveries about dogs have led Brian Hare to create a science-based website called Dognition, where owners can learn to play games.
If you want to make more money on YouTube, focus on those countries. Attract audience, build your community from those countries, and you will make more money. YouTube is a global money-making machine, but why do some creators rank in millions? Why others struggle to make same amount? Why? I am breaking it down. The top earning countries on YouTube, the factors behind their success. YouTube doesn't pay everybody the same way. Have it at the back of your mind though. Before you say that I'm the one that asked you to target those countries and they're not paying you when you are not in the location. Your location matters in that. Let me break down why those countries pay more nationwide. Number one is their CPM. Advertisers pay more for some regions. Number two is the audience size and engagement. More views equals to more money, but not all views pay the same. Yes, not all views pay the same. Content trends. Some types of videos monetize better than others. You know, this video being monetized better than others, I'll make a separate video and explain why it's like that. So, why do creators in some countries make way more per view than others? After analyzing YouTube revenue, here are the top countries making videos. One is Australia. Yes. Why is because they have competitive market with strong ad revenue. Number two is United States. High CPM, massive audience, and even top advertisers. Number three is United Kingdom. Strong advertisers and premium content. Are you seeing it now? UK have this premium content and strong advertising markets. Then Canada. Canada is with few creators, but high paying ads. They only have few creators. Not mostly people in Canada don't really create contents like that, but they have this high paying ads. Then Germany. Germany is dominating European markets. They dominate European markets with variable ad placements. You see? So those countries now have one biggest advantage. Advertisers are willing to pay more. Are you seeing the advantage here? The advantage is because the advertisers are willing to pay more for their audience. And because the advertisers are willing to pay more for their audience, that is leading to high earning per view. So those are the countries you need to target. Target those countries. If you create content, target those countries to be the ones watching. Okay, go to your YouTube studio. You will see it. You see your audience, the countries their audience are coming from. You will see the percentage of each and every one of them. Okay, so target those countries. Let them be your audience. Let them be your viewers. Let them be your audience. Give them what they want. How you can target those countries is, number one is try to know what those countries like, the kind of content those countries like to watch. Okay, master it, then you start creating those the contents for them. It will attract them. When you give them what they want, that's the only way they can stay and watch it. If not, they will just click and swipe it out. When it comes to revenue earning, the top country is United States. You see this country, they are not dragging it with anybody. They are the number one. They are the top country when it comes to revenue. But why? Why is it like that? The thing is like this. It's like that because of their highest CPM rate globally. So United States, they have the highest CPM when it comes to the rate of it. Globally, they have the highest because advertisers pay a premium for US audience. Yeah, they pay premium for US audience. Then number two is massive creators. They have massive creators. Now, US is home to the biggest YouTubers. There is no country that beats them when it comes to that. They're the biggest when it comes to YouTubers. Then strong brand sponsorship. They do more on brand sponsors, ad, and everything. Big companies invest heavily in influencers marketing. So you see, because those big companies pay heavily for influencers marketing, that is why they are top one when it comes to revenue, ad revenue. So have you seen the reason why you have to target them? If you target US and US people are watching your content, you are good to go. So if you are in any of those top earning countries, you are lucky. But if you are not, don't worry. There are a way to maximize your earnings no matter where you are. So you see, if you apply those things I said that you apply, you will now maximize your earnings. The only way you can maximize it is by attracting them to start watching your content. And once they start watching your content, you are good to go. So try it today. It will help. It will help you earn more on YouTube. It's not even only on YouTube. It will help you earn more on YouTube. M more on Facebook, M more on Twitter, you earn more on Instagram, you earn more from Rumble, especially Rumble, yeah. You earn more from this Rumble. I will talk about this Rumble next time, not now. Now, when you're making your content, I want you to have those things at the back of your mind. Well, worldwide. It's not equal worldwide. Anything concerning YouTube earning, not even only YouTube earnings, or even other platform earning are not equal worldwide. So where you live matters. Then have this one again. Top earning countries like US, UK, Canada have the highest CPMS. Okay, they have the highest when it comes to CPMS. They have the highest in it. So if you are in a low paying region, focus on high volume content to attract those global advertisers worldwide. So focus if you are staying in any of those countries that their distance is low. So I would advise you focus on high quality content to attract them. Okay? So what do you think? What do you think? Is YouTube fair when it comes to paying creators? Are they fair? Drop your comments below. And if you find this video useful, do not forget to like, comment, share, so that other of your friends will also learn.
You're 23 years old at that point. You've got Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, offering you a lot of money. I heard that it was $3 billion they offered.
Yeah, well, we never talked about it publicly, but yeah.
Is that the number?
That's not technically the number, but it's what's been reported publicly, so we can go with that.
Let me tell you about Emily. She was drowning in debt and had zero servicing. She started by tracking her spending for just 1 month. Applied the 50-30-20 golden percent rules. Within a year, she saved up to 10 million naira. Emily, if you convert it to other currency, Emily was able to save up to $5,000. It wasn't a magical. She just applied the simple money rules by simply mastering those simple money habits. That is what my friend Emily did. And today, Emily have grown. She's no longer in debt.
How long was that journey between you having that conversation with Reggie about wanting photos to disappear and the moment when you knew Snapchat was going to be a big deal? Like, how long is that gap?
I would say it took until maybe certainly the following school year for me. So over that summer, Bobby and I went to my dad's house, worked a lot on the service, renamed it Snapchat, got a lot of feedback. When we were using it with our friends, everyone wanted like, hey, can I add a caption? Can I draw on it? Because in the original version, it was just a photo. But because people were, using just our friend group using it to communicate, we needed to add things like captions and drawing. So I think the Snapchat launched in the App Store about September of 2011.
If you're wondering how Chaser did on Brian Hare's intelligence test, she was off the charts on reasoning and memory. Not surprising, perhaps, considering Chaser is a border collie. Dogs bred specifically for their ability to understand how farmers want their sheep herded.
Is Chaser just like an Einstein of dogs? So that's really fun. Is Chaser somehow special? And I think the idea actually is that no. I mean, when Dr. Pilley chose Chaser, he just randomly took her out of a litter. What's special is that he spent so much time playing these games to help her learn words. But are there lots of chasers out there? Absolutely.
On your mark, get set, go. There's going to be a lot of people who see this and are jealous of your relationship with Chase.
3 values are kind, smart, and creative. That's been those have been the values since the very beginning, really, because Bobby and I were just having a conversation. Like, what kind of people do we want to work with? Kind, smart, creative, like, great. But since then, and we can spend some more time talking about this, I think what was really fascinating over time was to learn, you know, by the way, 10 years ago, people were not talking about kindness at work. I mean, people would be like, sorry, what? You know, like, no, kind, smart, creative. Like, why kindness? What we found was that that the relationship between kindness and creativity is really, really important, because unless people feel comfortable coming up with crazy ideas, unless they feel comfortable that if they say, you know, they have some new idea and it actually isn't that great, that they're not going to be laughed at, that they'll be supported, right? Unless you have that sort of supportive culture, it's very hard to be creative. And so we learned over time that actually, wow, kindness is kind of the essential ingredient if you want to have a creative culture. But anyways, kind, smart, creative, smart, pretty self-explanatory. And then when it comes to leadership behaviors, there's 3 leadership behaviors or attributes we look for.
All these new discoveries about dogs have led Brian Hare to create a science-based website called Dognition, where owners can learn to play games to test their dog's brain power.
So you're allowing people to do an intelligence test for their dog?
That's exactly right. And the idea, though, is that there's not one type of intelligence. We help you measure things like how your dog communicates, how empathic your dog is. Is your dog cunning? Is your dog actually capable of abstract thought, like reasoning?
So there are different kinds of intelligence for dogs, just like with humans?
Absolutely. And so just like some humans are good at English and others are good at math, it's the same for dogs.
Nearly 60% of people live paycheck to paycheck. That means most of us are just one unexpected expense away from financial problem and trouble. But what if I told you that mastering just a few key money skills can completely change your future? Hi everyone, welcome back today. Today we'll be talking about money skill for a bright future. I am taking on a challenge of mastering money skill that can secure a bright future. Whether you are struggling with servicing, budgeting, or investing, this video will help you build a solid financial foundation. Let's get started. The struggle many people face is money is something we all use every day. But surprising, most of us never really thought how to manage it. Management is the issue here. But here is the reality. Debt piling up fast than we expected. There is a hidden secret in YouTube Shorts. Have you ever wondered why some YouTube Shorts go viral? Why others barely get any view? What if the key isn't just about trend, but about finding the hidden content gap? I will uncover the secrets. Stay tuned. Hi everyone. I'll be teaching you how to find YouTube Shorts content gap. Yes, how you can find the hidden gap in YouTube Shorts. There is a hidden secret in YouTube Shorts. So, let's get to it. YouTube is booming with millions of videos uploaded daily. Standing out feel impossible. You know, this is where the challenge is. Standing out feel impossible. That's where the content gap comes in. A content gap is an untapped opportunity in YouTube Shorts. A missing piece of identifying my own and your own content gap. Let's see if I can be able to crack the code. Stay with me while I will take you and teach you how you can crack the code. With me, let's take the journey together. But the problem here is, why this is important? Why is it important to crack the code? Okay, but it's important, so let us crack it. The biggest challenge, most creators follow some same trend. That is the challenge and the problem here. Most creators follow the same trend without realizing what is actually missing in their video, in their content, in things they're pushing and uploading in YouTube Shorts. The results, repeating content that gets lost in the algorithm. That is why when you post, you will see that the algorithm, that's why it seems like algorithm is favoring some people and not favoring others. If you are struggling to get track on Shorts, the problem might not be your content quality. It has nothing to do if you're struggling here to get views or you to pushing your videos out on short field. It has nothing to do with your content being quality or not quality. No, it is not the problem. It might be that you are creating what is already overused. When you are creating something that is already overused, then YouTube will not push it because they feel that you are reusing contents. Okay? So, now take this one serious now. If possible, be jotting it down. Here is how to find the hidden content opportunity when it comes to YouTube Shorts. First thing is analyzing trends differently, not just analyze it differently, in a different way. Analyze it. Instead of copying trends, ask, what is missing from the trend? Does that ring a bell? Can you explain it better? Add or break it down in a unique way. If you can be able to analyze the trend, then ask what is missing, add your own, and break it down in a different, unique way, not in that same trend's way. You are getting it right. The second is, make sure you do study your competitors. Yes, on YouTube, you will see your competitors. Is there. If you go through your studio, your YouTube studio, the analysis, you will see your competitors. Study your competitors. Look at what is working and what is not. Look at it. If a video gets high engagement, but people are asking questions in the comments, that is the gap. I don't know if you get that now. Study your competitors. Go through their comment sections. See the kind of question people are asking. That is where you will find the content gap. That is where you will find something. In fact, that is where you will get your content. You will create that will go viral, that will get enough engagement, enough like, and everything, enough views. In the comment section, I do this thing a lot. I do it a lot. I do go into people comments, video. I watch my competitors. I study my competitors. I watch their videos. So I do go through their videos, their comments, and I'll be reading the comments to know the kind of question people are asking. And from there, boom, I have picked one topic. I'll pick one topic. When I pick one topic, then if I do not have the knowledge of the topic, the next thing I will do is to search for people that have already talked on the topic. Then after watching their video, I will analyze it. After analyzing it, I will add some things, remove some things, and explain it in a better way and better understanding and simple English. People will do what? Understand and follow it. That's the second one. I do it a lot. So do it, it works for you. Okay? Listening. The third one is listening to your audience. This audience are important. Listen to them. Check YouTube comments. Always check YouTube comments. Do not be like this person that I don't like going through people's, watching other people's video. How will you like? Read their comments. Then also go to other websites, other apps, other platforms. There's a lot of platforms out there. Listen to them, watch their videos, read, then also go through the comment section. You can use a platform like TikTok, you can use Facebook, you can use Rumble. Yeah, you can use it as well. And some blogs, do it. Find something you can give the audience. Okay? One thing I want you to focus your attention when you go through those comments is number one is focus on question. What question keep pumping up that no one is answering? Focus on that question. The question that is pumping up and nobody is answering it. Then know if you can be able to handle the topic. If you can, handle it. But if you cannot handle the topic, do not pick it. Look for another one and you can be able to handle it. Okay? Because those topics that keep on pumping up and nobody is answering, my dear, that is your gold mine. No? That is your biggest gold mine on this social media, on this platform, on this YouTube. That is your gold mine. Make use of it. In fact, do not even for a chance miss it. Take note of it. Then there is key moment to this. You know, here is the game-changing insight I personally observed. Okay, I observed it because I do research on people's content and my own content too. You know, I'm this person, I watch my own content and see how it is and know where I will improve and how to improve it. So, there is a game-changing insight. Most viral shots aren't entertaining. Like, most viral shots you're seeing, they are not just for entertaining the viewers. They solve a micro problem. That is one thing I have found out. They solve a micro problem fast. Like, if the problem is still in 1 hour, they will solve it. They will solve it in the next 30 minutes. They solve a micro problem. Have it at the back of your mind. That is the one thing. That is the key moment. That is the one secret of it. You know, the game changing inside. That is one secret. Whether it is answering a boring question, showing a, you know, some of them do answer boring questions, and some of them will now show you a hack. Like, for example, now we say, let me do a hack of this graphs. Then a hack, or offering a fresh knowledge. That is something that is, that's why you see, they push them out. The key is to make views. The key is to make viewers feel like they discovered something new. Not just to make viewers feel like they're just watching a movie. No. Your goal here should be making viewers to feel that they have discovered something new from you. They have learned something new. They have learned something new from you. Not feeling that, oh, I just watch this thing for a watching sake. No, do not make your viewers feel like that. Okay? Have that at the back of your mind. Now, so now you have already know that. Now you know that finding YouTube Shorts content gap is all about looking beyond trends, analyzing competitors, you know, weakness, and listening to your audience. If you master this, let me just say it again. It's all about looking beyond trends, analyzing your competitors, weakness, and listening to your audience. Because this is your competitor weakness, you have to analyze it very well. And listen to your audience. Now you have this, and you know that this is how you can get your content cap on YouTube. If you are not just creating a content, yeah, you are feeling a demand. Feel like that. Do not just see yourself that you are just creating a content. See yourself as if you are, you know, feeling a demand from people, because they need this. So that is their demand, and you are not fulfilling their demand. Okay? Now I challenge you. Drop a comment with a content you think is missing from YouTube Shorts. It's a challenge. I personally challenge you. Drop the comments. And if you want to dive deeper into short strategies, check my next video.
Some mysteries leave behind more questions than answers. They linger in the shadows, haunting the minds of those who dare to investigate. Today, we're diving into one of the most unsettling and bizarre cases in modern history, the case of Elisa Lam. It all started in January 2013, when 21-year-old Elisa Lam, a Canadian student, decided to take a solo trip to California. She checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel, a place with a dark past of crime, deaths, and paranormal lore, but no one could have expected what would happen next. Elisa was active on Tumblr, sharing her thoughts and daily experiences, but on January 31st, she vanished without a trace. Her parents, worried after not hearing from her, contacted the police. A massive search was launched, but days turned into weeks, and Elisa was still missing. Then came the footage that sent chills down the internet's spine. The last known video of Elisa was elevator surveillance footage from the night she disappeared. She appears nervous, pressing multiple buttons, stepping in and out, making strange hand gestures, as if she's speaking to someone or something unseen. Was she being followed? Was she hallucinating? Or was there something sinister lurking in the Cecil Hotel? After 19 days, hotel guests started complaining about the water. It was dark, had an unusual taste. Maintenance workers checked the rooftop water tanks. And inside, they made a horrific discovery. Elisa Lamb's body was floating inside one of the tanks. The official cause of death? Accidental drowning. But many don't believe that. Elisa had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and some speculate she may have been experiencing a manic episode. Could she have climbed into the tank on her own? But if so, how did she close the heavy lid from inside? Some believe Elisa was murdered. The Cecil Hotel had a dark history, linked to serial killers like Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. Was someone after her that night? Others claim the hotel itself is cursed. The Cecil has been home to numerous deaths, suicides, and ghost sightings. Could an unseen force have led Elisa to her tragic fate? To this day, no one knows for sure what really happened to Elisa Lam. A tragic accident, a dark crime, or something beyond our understanding? What do you believe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you love deep dive mysteries like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another unsolved case.
Chaser's vocabulary is 3 times that. She's learned the names of more than 1,000 toys. And all of those toys add up.
Yes, bring it up.
To show us Chaser's collection, Billy brought us to his back porch.
So these are all the toys in here? Yes. Chicken in here. Is it all right if I dump them out? Please do, please do.
There are 800 cloth animals, 116 different balls, and more than 100 plastic toys. 1,022 toys in all, each with a unique name.
So Chaser could recognize the names of every one of these toys.
That's true, that's true.
To prove it, Billy cataloged the toys, and then, over the course of 3 years, gave Chaser hundreds of tests like this.
Chaser, find circle, find circle.
In every test, Chaser correctly identified 95% or more of the toys.
Find circle, Chase. Yeah.
The results were published in a peer-reviewed scientific journal, and a star was born.
How are you? I'm so glad to see you.
Chaser even landed a book deal.
A man has been sentenced to nearly 50 years behind bars for shooting and his girlfriend after finding out she was transgender. 20-year-old Taya Ashton was found in her Maryland apartment. The shooter, Alan Price, was someone she had been in a relationship with. The two had reportedly been seeing each other for a short time. Price later admitted that they got into an argument after he learned about her transgender identity. He claimed he only meant to scare her with the gun and that she somehow grabbed it and helped pull the trigger. A version of events that sounded unbelievable from the start. But that story didn't hold up in court. Forensic tests found none of Ashton's fingerprints on the weapon, and neither the judge nor the jury bought his explanation. The evidence made it clear that Price acted alone. In the end, Price pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and to using a firearm during a violent crime. He was sentenced to 60 years in prison, with 12 years suspended, meaning he'll be spending the next 48 years behind bars. This tragic case has raised conversations once again about the violence faced by members of the transgender community, and how often these acts are rooted in fear, ignorance, or hate. What's your take on this case? Do you think justice was served? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
I think ultimately, as something like that, I think ultimately, you know, you learn a lot, I think, growing a business and really understanding how people do business. And I think it shows you a lot about the world. And I think it's so important for entrepreneurs to really know, you know, that if they've got a really compelling idea, they've got an amazing service, that they can compete, that they can build really compelling businesses, even though it seems impossible with such giant, you know, companies, whether it's EssilorLuxottica, which is the giant in the glasses space, or Meta. That I think Snapchat hopefully can be, you know, an example of a company that's been able to stay independent and compete with these really, really large businesses.
Artificial intelligence has become, I mean, the most talked about technology over the last couple of years, as it's in many respects, thanks to.
And sometimes people think that we are crazy. Yes. Why do some people seem lost in deep thoughts, while others jump into actions? Now, I am breaking down things I have learned so far from a thinker's mind. You just find out what is going on in their mind and how their mind works as a thinker. Our thoughts shapes our everyday decision we make. But for a deep thinker, this process, it's often more way complex than it seems. From creativity, problem solving, understanding the inner working of a thinker's mind can give us a variable insight on how we process the whole world around us. So, let's dive into it and find out what is truly going on in a thinker's mind. Thinkers are often misunderstood. Some people assume they just overanalyzing things or overanalyzing everything. But in reality, their brains are making connections, weighing options, and even exploring possibilities. Here is the downside of a thinker. Overthinking. One is overthinking. Too much possibilities, not enough action. Analyzing priorities. Getting stuck in all endless loop of what if. They get stuck into it. Emotional detachment. Focusing so much on logics that emotions take a deep backseat. If you have ever felt mentally drained from thinking too much, you are not alone. I'm on this table with you. Okay? But here is a way out on how to use this deep thinking as a strength instead of weakness. Here is how deep thinkers actually process information. Number one is that the layered approach. Thinkers analyze situations in layers by starting with the surface level, and they start by starting with surface level facts and working their way down to the hidden parts and deeper meaning. And number two is scenario mapping. Instead of just thinking, what should I do? Thinkers explore multiple hypothetical outcomes before making decisions. Now, the third one is managing distress. The third one is managing distractions. A thinker's mind is always running. Their mind is always working, but focus is the key. Many use mind mapping. Many of them use mind mapping, journalism, and even structure reflection to organize their thoughts and avoid mental overload. Here is the biggest insight. Here is the biggest insight of a thinker. Thinking deeply is powerful too, but only if it leads to action. The most successful thinkers don't just analyze. They know when to stop thinking and start doing. Yes, they know those things. When am I to stop thinking and execute this? You know how to do it. That is what makes you a successful thinker. Balancing deep thoughts with different actions is what turns a thinker into a great innovator, problem solver, and a leader. So next time you catch yourself spinning in analyzing Parisian, ask yourself this question. Have I gathered enough info to make a move? Have you gathered enough info to make a move? Ask yourself that question. Then also ask yourself, is more thinking helping? Is it really helping you? Or are you just delaying? Ask yourself that question. Is more thinking really helping, or am I just delaying? Train your mind to think smart, not long. Train your mind to do so, to think smart, not long. Because the more you think smart, the more you solve some problem. The more you think smart, the more you get into action instead of thinking long. Because the more you think long, the more you slow the action, and before you might act, the situation will get worse. So train your mind to do what? Think smart. To sum it up, as a thinker, just know that thinkers analyze in layers to uncover. Why they do analyze this whole thing in layers is because they want to uncover the deep insights of whatever you say to them. Okay? Like, as a thinker, I'm one of a thinker. As a thinker, you say something to me this minute, and you might be waiting for me to respond to you immediately. I will respond to you immediately. I will give you my honest opinion and everything. But maybe next day or some hours, I will ask you a question on that same thing both of us talked about. I'm that person. I will bring that topic up again. Why I'm bringing it up again is because it's not really that I want to discuss it again. It's because there are some deep things I realize after analyzing it, after thinking it, I analyzed it, and I'll be like, oh, okay. Definitely I'll find out the truth. If you're lying to me, or if you're telling me the truth, the whole thing. So that is what makes thinkers. Sometimes people think that we are crazy. Yes, because I once have this friend of mine that if I have this conversation with him, then the next time I will still want to have the conversation. So what do happen is whenever I throw questions to him, whenever I throw question at him concerning that thing we are done discussing about it, this person will be like, I thought we're over this. And I'll be like, yes, we are over it. But there are some things around this whole thing. So can we go over it again? So sometimes it's mentally draining, I know, but it's how God creates me. That's how God just wired me. So now this person will find out that the whole answer I gave to him when we are talking about this thing will not be the same way I will see this whole thing. I will see these things differently. And in that situation now, in that scenario, I will be like, okay, don't do this like this, or don't take these actions. I will not tell him, do not do this thing like this, do not take this action like this, take it like this. Do it like this and do it like this, it will come out this perfect. The reason is because I think it, I analyze it, and I have my answers. So that's why sometimes my friends will ask me a question, I will laugh over it. And laughing over it, they will think that, oh, I'm avoiding the question or something like that. No. I want to understand why you're asking me the question and analyze it. That is me for you. So, I'm one of you guys. I'm one of a deep thinker. And it's not fun. It's not funny. Why I say that it's not funny is because when we thinkers uncover the deep insights and try to tell our friends this, sometimes they see it that maybe we are against them, or maybe we are overanalyzing things, overthinking things, overhandling things, and there is a whole lot around it. Then, remember we are on this to sum it up, okay? Then the second one, when it comes to summing it up, is that they map out scenarios before taking actions. That's number one of it. We do that a lot. Then number three is, the biggest secret is knowing when to stop thinking and start doing. So if you're a thinker, do you really know, do you have control over that? If you do, let me hear your story in the comments. Because do you actually know when to stop thinking and start doing? So, deep thinkers isn't a flaw. It is a superpower when used correctly. Have that at the back of your mind. Stop seeing yourself as if you are thinking too much, or stop seeing it because your friends see that you analyze things a lot, and you see it as, oh, I'm not okay. Yeah, okay, you're normal. It's a superpower, but use it what? Correctly. I want to hear from you. Do you consider yourself a deep thinker? How do you handle it? Because how do you handle it? How do you handle overthinking and decision making? Drop a comment below. And if you find this video useful, do what? Like, comment, and share it to your friends. And also, do not forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, and also follow me on Rumble. One love.
When, for example, when we were inventing this notion that, you would tap to take a photo and hold to record a video, at the time, that was a really big deal, right? To help people more easily use their cameras. Now every camera on a smartphone is tap for a photo, hold for video. But the engineering complexity that was required to enable that design was something that we really talked about and worked through, because the way that the design and the animations had to work, and the way that you held your finger really mattered with the way that ultimately we were flipping between the video feed or capturing a still image. And it was that dialogue that ultimately ended up resulting in a new product and a new thing that people could use. So we mirrored a lot of that and tried to build that relationship across the organization constantly over time, where there's a real dialogue and an understanding and an appreciation both for design and engineering that oftentimes is facilitated by our product organization.
Okay, I once told you guys that failure is a key to success. Yeah, because without failure, you will never succeed in life. You will not even know your mistakes. So, can we stop searching for ourselves where we are not? Let us start creating ourselves, how we want to be. I know a lot of people are battling with this. A lot of people are seeking to know who they are. A lot of the people are seeking for enlightenment on who to educate them on how to find themselves. But the most important thing in life is you creating one. Creating yourself, not finding it. You are not a piece of nearly 60% of people live paycheck to paycheck. That means most of us are just one unexpected expense away from financial problem and trouble. But what if I told you that mastering just a few key money skills can completely change your future? Hi everyone, welcome back today. Today we'll be talking about money skill for a bright future. I am taking on a challenge of mastering money skill that can secure a bright future. Whether you are struggling with servicing, budgeting, or investing, this video will help you build a solid financial foundation. Let's get started. The struggle many people face is money is something we all use every day. But surprising, most of us never really taught how to manage it. Management is the issue here. But here is the reality. Debt piling up fast than we expected. That is the money problem and challenges. Okay, it comes like that. Servicing seems impossible without raising costs. And budgeting, well, let's be honest, it feels complicated. But there is something around it. If you have ever felt stuck financially, you are not alone. No? I'm in this with you. But the good news is, there are simple, effective ways to take control of your money. Starting today, join the challenge. There is a development. The key and the way out, you have to apply 3 strategies. Yeah. Here are 3 of them. Number 1 of them is budgeting. You know, budgeting made simple. Instead of tracking every penny you spend, why can't you use 50, 30, 20% golden rules? Now, here, let me break it down. I know a lot of you will be like, what is 50, 30, 20% golden rules? Here is how, here is the thing here. 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, something like fun, dinner, etc., your woman, your family, your relation, your, fun. Those things you do for fun. The 30% will go for them. And 20% on servicing. Just be saving 20% of it. And also for debt repayment. In case you're owing any organization or you're owing anybody. Okay? That 20%, use it. If you say, for example, your 20% is something like this, is maybe in a week, your 20% is 20,000. Let's put it like that. Or $20 or 20 euros or any currency your country is using. Let's just take it that way. Now, what you have to do is, because you want to save and also repair debt,